I think the biggest misconception with being a person that wants to transform themselves physically is feeling like it's embarrassing to look like you're trying to better your body, which that statement face value sounds very illogical, but to speak to the, you know, the subject who feels that, the person who feels that, it is understandable. Like, say when you're fat, when you're really fat, it's hard to like go on a run and really not be good and think people are judging you. It's really easy to feel like, you know, people are staring at me because I'm fat and I'm trying to work out. Like, yeah, we can look at it from a third perspective and say, no, that's so illogical. It's people would feel good that you're, you know, trying to better yourself, but you know, it doesn't feel like that when you're in the moment. See, I have pretty nice muscles, right? I have a good physique. It wasn't always like this. I used to be a really chubby boy. If you look on my account and you scroll down, I have one video talking about the ideal physical self. You can check it out in the link in the description. But if you'll see my picture, I used to be a little chubby boy. I used to be really just like pudgy, you know, that's a good word to describe. I was like skinny kind of in some areas, like my arms, but then my belly was kind of chubby. Like I even had it to a point where it's like you know, like this little part, like it overlapped my, you know, my pants. I was like I was like genuinely like chubby. I wasn't like fat or obese, but I was chubby, right? And I remember when I first started working out, like, thank God my friend Robert, he helped me at first. You know, his dad was like total gym fanatic. Like he used to go, or he still goes, but his dad would go and he'd go train with him, so I started going with him. And I remember the first times I would go, I was so happy I had my friend, because if I didn't, I would have felt so embarrassed having to do any workout on my own, because I'm like, holy shit, I'm the chubby little kid that's trying to work out. And let's say you're an adult, that must feel even worse. Like I feel blessed enough to kind of been on my physical journey at a young age, but a lot of people don't start until later in life, which again is fine. If you're trying, that's the whole slate is wiped clean when you try. When the second you start trying, now I'm not saying thinking of trying, actually trying, putting on your shoes and taking the first step outside to go on your walk, to go on your run, to go on your bike ride, whatever it is of exercise, you trying this first step, you're amazing. You're so amazing for that. And I think that's where a lot of people get it wrong. Everybody thinks that like you have to do the 10,000 steps. I keep hearing this. I keep hearing, like, where did this come from? 10,000 steps a day. Who thought of that? 1 step a day. You go 1 step. Oh my gosh, good for you. I think a lot of people don't realize that it's a little psychologically demeaning when you say 10,000 steps. That's a good goal to strive for, but when you don't hit 10,000, you hit 9,950, and then it's nighttime and you're about to go to bed and you feel like, oh man, I didn't hit 10,000. That's the problem. 10,000 was just a goal. If you got 1 step, you're great. Now, of course, the psychology of thinking 1 step is good, you're gonna do a second and a third and a fourth. Having this mentality of you have to do this many and then, okay, you're good. No, the second you start, the second you try, you've done it. You have it. What am I trying to get at here? Raw action is the key to all of it. Raw action helps you just become the person that continues. That's a really good way to put it. Good job. Raw action is what helps you become. So imagine this is your block. Imagine you're right here and you're trying, but there's this plateau that that you can't seem to go past. Raw action helps you pass it, and then once you've passed it, you realize, oh wow, it's smooth sailing from here. Now, I don't say smooth sailing as in it's just gonna be easy. No, it's still gonna be hard. It's probably gonna be harder than when you first started. But you have momentum. You have motion. Not to get esoteric here, but motion is the ocean. Motion is the potion. Motion is what gets you to the finish line. Motion is what makes the whole journey continue. When you do zero, say you're a car salesman. When you sell 0 cars, you sell 0 cars. When you sell 5 cars, you're gonna sell 10 cars that day. You get the logic? Once you do something, more is inevitable. That's why I really emphasize playing for confirmation. That's why I emphasize. It's really low. I live near an airport, so all the planes are really low, so it's kind of nice to see like the details of it, you know what I mean? It's kind of nice. But to get back to what I'm saying, I emphasize just one step so much because you don't realize until you take that one step that you're like, oh wow, okay, it wasn't as hard as I thought. Let me do another. The hardest part, the Leviathan of everybody's journey is the first step. I remember this I don't want to say old guy, but OG kind of at our gym, me and my friend Robert, when I talked about, we would say hi to him. His name was Vince. Big, strong, black, like African guy, like scary looking, but the nicest. Stop looking. The nicest guy, right? And very motivational. It's like that guy that you get inspired from at the gym. And I remember the one thing that he told us was, stop licking me, dude. He said, what is the first step? No, I forgot exactly what it was, but he was like, what's the first move of a 10,000 mile journey? And I remember me being the stupid kid, I was like, I don't know, a mile? He said, no, one step. That's what I'm trying to relay. It's that all the hardness, all the excruciating kind of getting there, it's not the actual totality of it that scares people. It's the getting through it that scares people. But when you start, oh, you want to get in? When you start, all that fear goes away because you have the motion. Again, you see how it all connects. Motion, fear gets diluted when you take the first step. When you take the first step, you realize all it took was some motion, and now when you got the motion, you're entering the ocean. Now you got the potion, get the lotion, become the notion. If you guys want to start your physical journey with proper knowledge and proper information, I'd really recommend you click the link in the description, book a call with me, whatever you want to do, or just keep watching the videos if you don't want to pay. That's totally fine. I think they're really valuable. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, like it, comment, do whatever you please. Actually, take the first step of the journey. Maybe that's what you need to do, and then come back to my videos. Enjoy your day.